All good in that case. During our last sessions, you guys reached a city, if you can call it a city, a village of crests, and you were able to find Era for the old man, which turned out to be his granddaughter. The old man was named Eamon. Many were afraid of you. People were not trusting, and you were stared at everywhere you walked. However, there seems to be some ease to this tension whenever they noticed Eamon or whenever he was mentioned and that you have helped along. You learned later in the tavern, given the barkeep was not seeming to share in everyone's fear, that the place sometimes gets raided when ships crash on the island. There's also the thought of people not reacting well to the news that they cannot leave the island, or so they are telling you. Not to mention, there was this bizarre welcoming entering the Mariner's Rest, the local tavern, where 4 priestesses in a row were just staring. It seems to be part of their religion to do such watch. You've learned quite a bit after getting your bellies full of ale, or milk, or mutton, or both. You've learned that they have a type of tea here called cleargrass tea that will enhance your perception. The island here was devoted to Thes, the goddess of the sea. Very much like Umberly in known lore, she is nature. Wild, at a whim, sometimes benevolent, sometimes punishing. However, the mist that has always been around the island has become bizarre, and it's starting to affect people here. There's a bizarre brain fog that's getting to the citizens, especially the elders like Eamon, where they seem to be suffering symptoms similar to not amnesia but Alzheimer mixed between the two. And you also know that they think that all of this cursing is due to them not having been devout enough, so people are rekindling their faith here. During the last raid, which was very recently, their leader, Adis, was killed. You know that his daughter is trying to become the new leader, but as a high priestess, she has a ritual she had to go through. So you went to Aoif's round hut, where you found her mid-ritual taking some hallucinogenic herbs, which you all got to see a few colors you didn't know existed, or sizes and perception, everyone getting a little high for a time being, until you were able to convince her that these hallucinations, that these herbs were actually trying to take control of her. But she had a ward stone on her arm that was fighting it off, and this is why her ritual was taking too long. You also realized that she had connections to Valen's mirror in some way. The hallucination she described, what Valen saw in the mirror, had a lot of similarities. These 3 eyes just unlooking. Together, you decided to go see the site of the last raid, which was one of the abandoned city that you saw, Lannis. You tried to find where Elf's father fell, but then she realized the memory was somewhat made up. As time goes by, she seems to be getting more and more in touch, getting away from Cress, her memories getting better. You looked at their old home and found a new map of the island with spots that weren't in the previous one, as well as a letter that explained quite a bit. But then you started to hear sounds. Oh, and realized there was a bit of an ambush. I'll get to that, because we ended with rolling for initiative. As you see some villagers, eyes glazed over, all a battle ready. weapons in arms, axes and swords, crouching and trying to set an ambush, but Bolg, who had seen them, counter-surprise them in a sense, entering in. So we start here. And top of the initiative is Bolg. What would you like to do? Very. You can roll an insight if you want to grab anything else from... No. Mental assessment is like a passing thought, so I don't consider it an action usually. Same with like a perception or something. With the 16, the way their eyes is looking straight, they have full mental acuity, but there's something wrong, like people not in the driver's seat. They're under some form of suggestion, charm, or something kin to that. You don't exactly know what, but they're not themselves.
Well, I do.
I'm sorry. Yeah, though, are you talking? Because I see light around your thing, but I'm not hearing anything. Okay, it could just be the fan picking up in the background. Okay. Oh, yeah, you absolutely can do. You just have to let me know. And there are certain things that cannot be non-deadly, like, fire.
That hits. All right. As you cut through this individual, you see clothes kind of mesh, and they have kind of coated their skin with that bizarre green algae to protect themselves, and it doesn't go in as smooth, but they are quite hurt already. You can do your attack. Yeah, you can do your attack as normal, and flavor them as you want. So if you want to turn it around and more bludgeoning him with the back of the sword, absolutely. So, and that's a hit, of course. Another piece of damage, but it misses the critical point that would knock them out, and they're still up. At this point, full attention fixed on you, and everyone around turns to you. Like though you don't manage to make him lose his footing because you would have had to do like a shove action instead. With the damage done, and with him pinned close to the wall, he's able to use his surrounding to keep up, but you can start to see like he's quite bloodied. Eyes should have more of a reaction. There's barely a grunt of pain, kind of hinting even more that they're not in control and their own survival instinct is completely suppressed. Okay.
So you're trying to shove him to yeah. Sure. Let's do an athletics contest. Yep. You have you had an 11 to beat. You beat them with a 21. As he goes down, do a single d6. He's now prone. Oh, nice. He looks dizzy, still sadly conscious with weapon in hand, now on the ground. Okay. It's still would, but it would be a disadvantage because he's prone. I don't think I need to. I don't assume a 7 hits. And you had warned the crew, so there's that. Everyone, I remember in the last session you had yelled to them that this was happening. Right. Perfect. Inside, you guys are still hearing some creaking. And it becomes Warren's turn.
Well, I see commotion and I see Bolg coming back around the corner. I'm going to start off with the old thrusted rage, or focus as I like to call it. And I'm going to take a wee bit of movement past the lass here and say, "Stay behind us." And as I see Bolg there, I'm gonna hold my action for if a son of a bitch comes around the corner. I'm gonna give him 1-4 right across the temple of his head. That is what I shall do. I shall hold my action
Okay.
to attack.
Sounds good. Oh, I forgot to ask. You were holding your action to attack melee?
Aye, melee. The only way to fight.
Okay. You see someone kind of comes running and stops right next to Bold, but given the distance, that's all they can do. Elf is just gonna go in a corner. Grabs weapons, but doesn't look like she's about to do much fighting. And it becomes Valen's turn.
Alright.
Save us with your magic.
Yeah. I think what I'd like to do, I'm gonna get into a better view. I'm hearing some rustling in the house. So I want to see if I can... Do we know the door's open or closed? Because I think someone went in there to look around, didn't they?
Yeah, the doors are open. You should be able to see a little bit of movement near the entrance.
Seeing that guy there.
Should be able to see two presences from distance.
Oh, yes. I would like to... Magic missile. But I want to upcast it to a level 4.
Okay.
Which would be
6.
6 shots?
Yeah.
But I'd like to do like a 3 and 3.
You absolutely
3
can.
for the first guy. And how do I mark 2? Is that possible?
No, mark 1 at a time, and then you just roll damage 3 more times, having marked the other one.
Okay. Magic missile. Consume level 1. I assume I do the level 4 slot?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So 1.
And then you just re-click the same damage button that's in the chat. 2 more times.
Oh, up here. Three. And target you.
Yep, this one.
Oh.
Deceased. Because I think
Oh, sorry.
there's no way to do a non-lethal magic missile.
Oh, I don't want to.
Hmm?
I don't want to do that. They're trying to kill me.
Yep. Okay.
I don't give a shit. I think that's 2 and then one more.
The other one in the back takes some hits. You kind of see their shoulders move side to side, almost like getting shot. But they're quite a bit sturdier, grabbing their axe even tighter. Deadpan stare in your direction.
And with that, that's a bonus action. I'm going to move into this corner. Oh, this corner, and then I'd like to cast my minor illusion as a bonus action, just kind of in the view where I was, as just a temporary measure to see if it deters anything.
A minor illusion of?
Let's do a shorter version of me.
Sure thing. Okay. That little illusion is there. And you're hidden in the corner.
And yeah, and turn.
Top. You hear of more people running. But their dash is sadly all they can take for now. This one's going to hit the best. And then face pull, which I think is going to trigger Corin.
Ah. I'm gonna go for my... You know what? Just a fucking reckless attack. Let's do that. With advantage.
Of course. That hits.
Alright. So we'll take damage, and then I believe I still get, because I haven't hit yet, I believe, my frenzy damage, unless you say no because it's a reaction.
It's not a reaction in a sense. It's a held action, so it's different. So yeah, you can add your frenzy.
Just 3D. So that'll be a 12 and 16. I can't do math. I wasn't good with the numbers.
As he takes the hammer in the back, you see him do like where the full chest pumps forward, because that was surprising and it's painful, but there's barely a grunt. Again, most of their survival instincts are suppressed. And you'll see, looking at this, Elf's eyes just grow wide in horror.
I say that because it's the Warhammer, it would actually take a wee bit of a pushback as well. Because of the mastery.
Actually, Bolg, do a Constitution saving throw, and it will too, to see which of the two takes a pushback. It's not going to move because it can't go through things. And there's a bolt
Copy
there.
Constitution save. Nice.
And Warren, do a d6.
Right, a D600, not a problem.
And as he is pushed forward into Bolg actually is going to take the pointy end of this dude's weapon that's kind of held in between them. Not necessarily as intentional, but that's where the damage is going to be as they're slammed together.
Always check your flank, lad.
From inside, more, a little bit more squeaks are heard. Alright, and then we're back to Bolg.
After sort of being poked, I guess, I'm now pissed off and I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. So I'm gonna go for regular attacks and not hold back. All right.
That hits.
Go for another. Nice.
Oh, critical. And has died.
All right. I'll go for this fella. And a normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they all don't all have the same health as you're noticing as this glaive goes through and through his center, and his eyes just shut. As you remove it, he slumps down.
Reaction. Now I can't use a reaction as a bonus action, can I? Or can I?
No, you cannot use a reaction as a bonus
Okay.
action.
So I'm just gonna put this in chat. Hang on, so I can read it. Bonus action you can claim when you deal damage to attack. Okay, cool. I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Inside. Just a little bit more. Okay, as he steps up. Let's do Yep. And you see somebody goes forward. And just there's the sound of whooshing as something swings through the air. And Warren, you see them kind of swing an axe through fake Valen.
Yeah, but sure that it's fake Valen. Do I know that he's not just been pummeled to death and dead on the ground?
Well, you can see the real Valen right there.
I don't know. He stands very still, you know.
Drax. That becomes Warren's turn.
Warren, I've been slashed.
Hearing that, I move forward. I leap over the illusion, not knowing which one is which, and I'm gonna do a little dwarven toss from this rock here, and I'm gonna bring my warhammer down on this poor bastard right here.
Well, that's a nice visual. Assuming it hits.
So we'll go with the warhammer. But we're also going to go for the first attack, we're just going to try the brutal strike. So it's a reckless attack, but not with the advantage of normal. See what we can do. Oh, you love the thing. So that's going to be That's gonna be something else, let me tell you. Normal damage on the axe is 12. The extra damage from the brutal strike is 5, and then because it's the first attack, I also get my frenzy. All 6s.
Oh, Jesus.
So that'll be 35 monstrous dwarven points of damage. He's also pushed back a sizable bit. Is this wee bastard still standing?
It is.
I come at him again. Oh, bollocks. You know what? On the second attack, hopefully that winded him a bit. I'm actually gonna hit him from right to left and see if I can't hit him back into the house. If you'll allow it, I can move down, but that's my aim. Yeah, that's my aim. We'll do this one. Yeah, we'll do this one with a good old fashioned reckless for a second. 23, and this is just a normal damage. I really put all of it out there on the first one. 15 damage.
And you see him stumble sideways back into the house, barely standing, big limp, after having been pummeled from the sky as you leap down on him. And yet,
to look at him, yeah, to him and his friend there in the door, and I say, "You leave now, or you never leave."
from behind Bolg, this muscled woman attacks. Axe both hands. And misses the first time. Trying again. I believe a 16 hits. Oh no, it meets it. Meets it, beats it, right? Okay. In that case, just misses, but you definitely feel the axe on your armor. In the corner, you start to see... No, stop! Armand, Josie, what are you doing? That's a farmer. The other one you fell is just held the stores. Please. This is madness. And then it becomes Valen's turn.
What should we do then? I mean, they're attacking us. We're just fending for ourselves. And protecting you. I'll say that to her.
I don't know. Below to the head? Just knock them out, perhaps. I don't know.
Okay, kind of hearing that. I'm gonna head down to where Warren was. See that he's still fighting. Looks like 2 men. Well, one is dead already. Oops. Now, as a pretty much mage, what can I do other than that wouldn't kill him?
Crowd control, mate.
There's a lot of holding spells. There is... I'd have to look at what you have for thing. Anything that usually does magic bludgeoning would also count as non-lethal if you chose to, and let me know first.
Okay, I think I'll go with hold person.
Okay.
And I assume it's only one target. Let's go with... Of the two in front of Warren, which one looks worse?
The one in the back by a long shot.
Okay. We'll use it on him. Maybe he'll have advantage or something. I'm already targeting him. 3 consume.
Oh, you can upcast it to cast it on more than...
Okay. I won't this time, but...
Yeah, for next time or whatever if you want to.
And it is now completely paralyzed. Unable to do anything.
Sweet. And then I'll just end my turn there.
Okay. In front of Warren, the other one will also pick its axe and swing, given the reckless at advantage. 21.
Aye, that hits. Because they hit me, though, I'm gonna retaliate with my reaction.
Ooh, of course.
Okay. But here in with the call out for the familiarity. Oh, target. So that's the retaliation right there. We're gonna go for a wee bonk on the head and not try to crush the skull, but maybe just make him fall asleep.
Sounds good. So non-lethal damage. 21 does hit.
Okay, it's just the normal damage. Well, 15. Be like, go to sleep, you bastards.
You've spoken to it. It's not going to reply in a way that's sensical for conversation, but as it swings again, just goes with a monotone in her name. And then
Oh, you'd have advantage on that one as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot. No, didn't help. And then
Aye.
comes Bolg's turn.
The Slayer of Innocence.
So for this one to the north, I'm gonna pretty much just almost, I don't want to say bludgeon to death, but sort of so wild that all I'm doing is just straight sort of bludgeoning, I would say. And hope that I don't kill them. Alright, here we go.
With a 26, 12, you hurt him, but again, she's a lot sturdier than the one you just killed. As
That's okay. Keep bludgeoning.
yes, but you can see this isn't gonna kill her, but might knock her out.
Yeah, we'll go for a knockout.
Of course. Okay. Still up. That hits. Her muscles are a little thicker to get through, even with bludgeoning. A few bruises.
Damn. Thick muscles.
Thick muscles.
Something Bolg knows nothing about.
A gun show. And from there, I'll end my turn.
This one passes his turn because he is held. I think he gets to do one more save at the end of it. Close. No money. So he is just paralyzed there. Warren, it's your turn.
Hey, the one just to the north of me, we're gonna start with the old faithful Warhammer and the brutal strike. So just a straight roll with the fingers crossed.
That hits.
Aye, so damage, and we're definitely just trying to bonk him.
I will say if you're going with a brutal strike, that's gonna be lethal, but I don't think you will make enough to kill him.
Aye, challenge accepted. So let's see, that'll be what, the 9 damage plus the 6 damage plus the frenzy damage. So
And then he goes back, right?
he goes back because the brutal hit, he'd go back 25 feet, 15 from the brutal and 10 from the warhammer.
There we go.
I shall move into the room about right here and look at the frozen man and say, "The hell's wrong with you?" And I'll try to give him a bonk on the head, non-lethal possible.
In her name. You just do the
Who she
damage.
is?
As paralyzed, it will be an automatic hit.
Aye. So no need to roll then.
Just damage.
Oh, just understood. Normal. 15.
Yeah, he is out. I'm still gonna mark him dead just for experience point, but not dead. Because he is held, I'm gonna say he is unconscious, but looks like it's standing.
Nope. Awkward. I'll use the rest of my movement to close the distance on the wee lad that I push back and say, "Hello, boyo. Stonebeard speaking."
From up above, the first one gets back up. And had fallen so low he had fallen out of initiative a moment ago. He's gonna start casting a spell at Bull. One that has been used very recently. Please do
Ooh.
some saving throw.
Just a question. Technically, I guess he'd be out of view from me.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
Because it's one that's completely at the back. It's not the one that's close to here. These ones are out.
Yep.
But you start to see Bolg, because I think you can see Bolg from where you are. Yeah, just a little bit. So you see him stiffen up. You would recognize the effect of someone being held.
Yeah. I was just more wondering about counterspell. But I think I have to see them to be able to do it.
You have to see the cast.
Yeah, I figured.
And he goes back behind. Which means, as I've just mentioned, being paralyzed makes those 2 bits just automatically hit. And you just hear Aof in the back says, Josie, stop it! It seems to do absolutely nothing. Valen, you're next. You saw a bunch of blood splash to where Bolg is as an axe came across his chest twice.
Seeing that, I'll ignore it and move into the house. No, I'm just kidding.
He's got this.
With hold person, does it knock him down, or is he just kind of standing there looking like a fool?
He's still standing.
Probably a fool knowing me.
You're still concentrating on the other one. The other one's dead and still up.
Oh yeah, right. I guess I would kind of know that though, because I seen Oren kind of knock him out.
Ah, you were standing there when you saw the brutal assault that I gave.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so I'm going to. Let me see. And I can't see that other guy at all. So in that case, seeing that there's a woman in front of him that does not look like a magic caster, I'm going to assume the other one went hiding. So I'm going to Misty Step as my bonus action. Where can that go?
What doing?
I believe Misty Step is 30.
I'm just kind of.
You could also walk and then Misty
Yeah.
Step as well.
So I did 25. I have 30 movement. So really, I'll just move up one.
If you're trying to look behind the corner, you'd think that probably the more to the left you are, the better.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's 30. 30. I'll do this one instead. 30.
Yeah, you kind of see just a little bit at the corner.
Then if I can, I'll target him with magic missile to kind of give me a better shot. This time I want to go. You know what? We'll go 5th level.
Oh shit. Okay.
So this would be 7 darts.
No, don't do them all at once.
Oh, sorry.
It's because if he dies
Fucking just
beforehand,
blowing his load.
yeah.
I'll keep hitting his corpse. It's fine.
Oh, well, in that case, because I'm pretty sure.
Because I can't really see him, so I don't know.
Yeah, eventually, as he is pummeled by a bunch of magic missile, you hear him thud onto the ground, which will also break the
Bolt.
spell effect on Bolt.
Okay. Technically, I did 6, so I got 1 left. So, do you want me to do it at the corpse again, or switch targets?
No, if you only did 6, you can use the last one on the person next to you. Or
Okay.
Bolg, I mean.
I almost did target him. And that actually exhausts my turn. Boom.
From inside the house, recovering from being stumbled back so far, grabbing an axe will swing twice at If
Aye.
it should have been an advantage, I can always crit fish. I'll just do it again after. This is just crit fishing, not the second attack. Nope. And then the second attack. Is a complete miss, as blood kind of just drips over one eye. He's not able to look on.
After that first attack, I can't remember if I've used my retaliation this round or not, but if not, I'd like to bonk him for hitting me.
Yeah, it's reset.
Nice. Yeah, just a little bit of bonking. Normal damage. 9.
Bolg is getting pissed off with all this fucking bludgeoning and these people not dropping. So Bolg is gonna continue bludgeoning. Damn. I'm gonna just this next hit. I'm gonna be like, laid down.
Giving you. Uh-oh.
Here you go. Good time.
Okay,
And with that, the last one, right between the eyes, head kind of swings back, falls down, a bit unveiling on the way down, but then ends up slumped on the ground. One miss.
All right. Well, in that turn right there, you are.
Okay, Warren, it's your go.
I'd like to rotate around just a bit to here, and I'd like to give this one a. Well, if I say I'm going to brutal strike him, then that could end up bad. So I'm going to just do a normal warhammer. Yes, a normal warhammer, reckless attack. Trying to bonk him again. 18.
That hits.
So the damage is going to be 2, and then so 16 damages. Pushed back 10 feet.
Yep. And you see as he stumbles forward, he looks dizzy.
I'm gonna approach him as he's backpedaling, and I'm gonna go for another warhammer where I can send him right through the window, and hopefully he knocks out on the big rock out there.
Yeah. That hits.
Normal damage. So the 16 push back 10 feet. You determine what that means there, DM.
You almost get the rock, but he falls just the window is pretty strong. Just kind of does a somersault almost out the now broken window and lands on the sitting position, knocked out. You can almost see the little stars up above his head, and the combat is now.
Yeah. As I do it, I say, "You bloody confused bastard! Everybody all right? Hello? Oh, God, the other two were killed. I knew it.
Get over here.
Oh, at least the smart one survived."
Now, the one in between Vale and me, were they dead or were they unconscious?
Yeah, I'm trying to change them from unconscious to dead. The one between the two of you is not dead but unconscious. I had to put them dead so you got the XP.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Now for that one, what I want to do is take some rope and hands, legs, and just try and make it so that they can't attack or run away.
Need to bind them.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, I would probably slump them up in the sitting position with their hands behind their back against the wall of the house.
Gotcha. Just do So you get them close to the wall, all tied up.
Mm-hmm.
The other bodies you should be able to loot. I'll put them here. Restrained.
Oh, one of them was a warlock. Am I the only murderer here?
No.
No.
More,
Yes.
so, you are
I
not-
did some murder.
Yeah, you killed one and Bowl killed one, you crazy bastards.
Actually,
I
I
killed
killed two. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I'll have to put a note on that, but the spell book is not there actual physically, but you do get a spell book from the one that you were just checking a moment ago at the top. The one that casts spell. I'm not sure if
Okay.
there's spells that you don't already have, though.
Oh, gladly take it though. Give her a little read. Later.
You see the spells. Can a wizard learn those? I don't know. Command. Yeah, I don't know if you can learn command. Thaumaturgy for sure, if you don't already have it. Same with light. You have hold person. Command's the only one that's usually not really a wizard spell, but I'll allow it.
I do have thaumaturgy and hold person.
Okay.
And you said there's a fourth one?
It's light. It's just
I
again.
don't have light.
Okay. Perfect.
So you get light and command. Well done.
Yay!
I look to Bolg and say, "Lad, you did well. I know you froze there, probably not used to so much combat like yours truly here. Sometimes if it gets too much, I know you took a second, you just kind of woke back up, but you have to stay focused. You can't just stand there. You got to keep moving.
I'll do better next time.
That's unavoidable, lad, because you didn't do great this time. You blasted two of them you didn't even need to, and you froze.
I'm gonna make sure that this one. So there's 3 bound right now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn to Valen and be like, "You gonna inspect them? See what's got a hold on them?"
Sure, you could do either an Arcana or a Medicine check. Your choice.
Come on, Valen.
While you do this, I'm like, if they come back too, are they gonna be bastards again? Or are they gonna get the head right?
See if I can figure that out.
Okay. Alright. With an Arcana, first of all, you'd realize that as they've become unconscious, whatever was controlling them has ebbed away some. Some of them are different. Luckily enough, technically the ones that you didn't knock out were just under a charm effect. They were enthralled at a distance. It is absolutely the impact of the mists taking a hold of them through whispers in them, but the proximity of some of their compatriots who were charmed to a higher levels, the ones you've killed, you start to see slight differences even in their physiology. Remember the vampires that you kind of fought at the boat? They're still far from there, but they've started to undergo some levels of transformation. Whatever happened, their enthrallment was more direct and very likely to a degree more permanent. It seems they need to be conscious for it to work, and they won't be able to get, like, if they get back conscious for the ones that you did not kill, once they come back to, they will be normal to a degree. Like, they still have the brain fog, but they won't be charmed.
It's the cordyceps.
Aof is taking
gonna-
a moment to grieve. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna ask the group if we're gonna wait for them to come to and kind of relax until that point, maybe a short rest and wait for them to come to, and then maybe, I mean, if we want to untie them, maybe the mist will take them over again.
Here we go again with the fucking naps. I looked at Aoif and say, what do you think we should do with them? You're wanting to be a leader. What do you think the right decision is?
And she wipes her tears. Yeah, I think a rest for. I'll be alright. I'm not angry. I know you were defending yourselves clearly, and she kind of looks to, especially Bolg, all the damage he's taken, though compared to those on the ground, not nearly as much. It'll give me time to give them burial. I really don't think they went there of their own volition, not fully. Being tricked is not the same as choosing a path, I don't think. While you rest, we'll sort this out. And then maybe we can just go back home and Cress and go from there, unless you have other ideas.
when she mentions burying them, I'll say, saw a shovel inside. I'll put them in the ground for you. Buried as many bodies as I have years on my life. A few more's not gonna make me lose any sleep.
I don't need
I'll start.
You can help, but I will also bury our dead.
As you wish, lass. So yeah, I'll assist her in burying.
Last call to loot, O'Seeley, and then feel free to take a short rest.
Can you loot packed blades?
Should be able to. It's gonna
Okay.
act as a normal dagger to you.
In that case, I probably won't grab them.
Okay. But you will still have the looks of it, or if you wish to use them for any other reasons.
Can't Luke Bolg? Oh, he's still alive. Damn it! I was gonna loot his corpse.
Sorry, I'm just cats here. Sorry.
Alright. The three eventually come back to. The bodies are buried. And through their confusion, they kind of struggle a bit against the rope and go. And as memory starts to flash behind their eyes, they're struck with horror, and all of them just start profusely apologizing. We're so sorry. We didn't mean to. I don't understand. This keeps happening.
You mind me asking? I know it's a lot to take in, but what's the last thing you remember before, waking up as you are now?
They all have different stories. One's like, I was just tending to my garden. I was in the middle of making a delivery. And I was sitting on my porch having a conversation.
I'd look to Valen and say, I've done the extent of the interrogation. You take the information I've been able to extract from him and you draw your conclusions, lad.
I think you were an exemplary member of this party. Couldn't have done it without you.
Aye.
Wait. There's one more thing. It's fuzzy as a memory, but I remember it, and when he says it, the other two seems to have a recollection moment. There was a voice. I thought it was in my head. It just said, please. A woman's voice. And then nothing.
Just please?
Just please.
Do you know the voice? Familiar?
Yeah.
I don't think it was the first time I've heard it. But I don't remember. Aof turns to the lot of you. Sounds like some kind of activation.
Not much we can go off of that. They sound nice. At least they're courteous.
She points to the letter that you received during last session. I don't know if nice is the word I'd use.
Fair.
In any case,
Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. Damn kitties.
This voice might be Adis. Though Adis, I assumed was a man.
Yes, Adis was Aelof's father, but there
Right.
is mentioned in here of a different name. So what do you all want to do? Go back to Crest or push in deeper? Night will come eventually. We have maybe 4 or 5 hours left of solid daytime.
I think we should probably head back to town to at least get Alof to safety. That way we're not trying to protect her the whole time. She was a lot of help in that last fight.
Well, if we keep pushing, well, we're pushing too. Is there really only play? We don't know where to go. We might as well go back to town.
That's a good point.
Oh.
Because really the only reason we came here was to see the grave.
And remember, there's no love lost between us and those fancy ladies in the godly robes. We go back, they'll probably be like, "We don't like you."
You could always find the Wind Widows. The crashed ship.
Wind's Widow.
If it would be a big ask to find it, you'd have to push through the deep mists.
Aye, now we're talking. Find a ship and get the hell out of here.
Does sound like a good plan.
We have to wait for some of the group members to take a breather. Then we can proceed.
I'm ready to push on like
Well,
a true warrior.
I think Aelwith would be okay because now that the 3 of you, as I look to them, got your wits about you, you can look out for each other as you head back to town yourselves. The 3 of us, we'll go find this ship and throw it over our shoulder and bring it back. See if any of you want to come to the lands beyond this island.
I think I'm better off to escort them back home so they can gain back their wits, and they have a few bumps and bruises, to put it lightly, to recover from. But you know where to find me once you've achieved your goal. Best of luck. And don't
Aye.
get
We off them
lost.
drugs now, will you?
Aye, we won't get lost. We got a tracker and a educator here. Not going to get lost. You might as well pass the word along. Anybody in town that's looking to leave the island, tell them to start packing their bags. The 3 of us are coming back with the Widow Whisper, whatever the hell ship you said. The Wind's Widow. That's it.
Wind's Widow.
And at the request from Valen for a few things, she takes a little pouch of herbs marked clear grass and gives them to you. Maybe the tea will help. Good luck.
Thank you, miss. Luck to you as well. Stay safe. And when they leave or whatever, I want to cast disguise self on myself and make myself look like her.
Okay.
And then I'll continue on as her.
Sounds good. I'll go into here. Alright. So you guys are moving away from here, and you're going. You are navigating the deep mists to try and find this place? Correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. I need all of you to make a survival check for a group check.
Bring
And
the
for Bolg, that's a
exhaustion.
disadvantage, because he's a junior adventurer.
I should get doubled in.
Survival. Shit.
13.
It'll be a rough one. Oh, okay.
18.
Where's the...
Don't get shown up by the junior man, Mr. Warrior.
Vicky, I'm going to use my primal knowledge.
Okay.
That way I can do a strength check, but it counts for those 5 ability checks, one of which is the survival.
You will have to use a rage to do
Yes.
that.
Aye.
So you can do that with a strength check. I think you just click your strength. Are you proficient in survival usually?
My proficient I am.
Okay, so do a normal strength check and then add your proficiency, which I think is 3 at this moment, maybe 4. Let me triple check.
My proficiency is 4. The great part about this is, since I'm raging, my strength checks are at advantage. Natural 20, junior adventurer, sit in the back, son.
Okay.
So that would be a 27 total if you add the proficiency.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna say because you had a nat 20, you will contest this. When you go into the deep mists, group survivals work a little different. So you see, Bolg is keeping true to what you can see being a path that has been walked before. You're going through herbs, but you can kind of spot some things here. Valen, with a 13, eventually loses sight a little bit and gets distracted, walks off the path. But because you have a nat 20, you see him do so. And if you do not intervene, there is a good chance the group will be separated.
I'm sure he knows where he's going. No.
I think we would intervene.
I should be like, oh, hey there, book learner. Yeah. Oh, and just nod. Get him back on track, no problem.
Oh, sorry, I got lost in thought.
All right, that's why I keep my thoughts simple, lad. Food, drink, peace.
Not the P that I thought you were gonna say.
Yes, I didn't know what was coming next.
Sorry, keep it PG.
Okay, so as Valen is brought back in check, as sunset starts to appear, you reach the end of the island, like one of the outskirts. You're able to stop the group from moving forward as there's a small cliff that could end up in a bad descent, but then you find a little winding path that goes down and you see a crashed ship at the bottom.
I think that's the ship we're looking for. I don't think it's gonna sail.
Under my breath, I'm like, by the old hammer, give me the might to put these two pieces together and get on my way.
Maybe we just build a raft.
You'd have to build one with a nap room for that one. Is there any flag or any identification that would make us think, yeah, this is for sure the ship that we're looking for?
Do an investigation.
Aye, it's one of my.
Yep.
That's actually one of my strongest suits. With a -1 of 14.
You do. It's not a high bit. You see on the side of the ship, it's broken, but you see the letters IDOW.
This ship's the Idow. This isn't the Widow.
I'll point out that it looks broken. There's probably a W around here.
I probably need to find the W to confirm.
Can I do I guess a perception check to see if I see the W, just so I can point it out to him?
Sure.
Well, you're looking for the W. I'm glancing to the left and right to see if there's another ship.
No, but you find on a piece of wood N floating.
Say, close enough. I know what some of these words mean.
Is there anything you wish to do in the wreckage?
Well, I've never had a problem really with the water. A lot of underground rivers in the mountains. So I'm gonna hold my breath and put myself under the water and take a gander, see how clear it is. Can I see in front of me?
Yes, you can. Do a perception. You still have daylight, so sight is possible underwater. It's not very deep. Lots of rocks.
My perception, my keen eyes at this age, with a -1, still a 17.
Including the now kind of bloated corpse of a man just floating.
Oh.
Some of
Charming.
their clothes. You see like some belts stuck to rocks, forbidding him to just float on the surface.
Oh, we'll take, because I have a swim speed equal to my movement, I'll just take off like a catfish and go over and see if I can, get him loose and pull him up to the side of the boat here, maybe over here or something.
You
And say,
absolutely
got one.
can. No checks necessary.
Be like, got one here. The floater. I looked to Valen and I said, do you think he's dead?
Yeah. I mean, tough call, but I do. I think he's dead.
Aye. Well, I'm not sure. Bolg, you want to check him?
Not really. Am I able to? I don't really know how you would discern if he's really like a deck member or potentially like a captain or what have you. How would you?
I
How
would
does he
say
look?
an insight check. I'm remembering that the group's highest wisdom modifiers is 0.
Yikes.
No, but I will ask the same from all parties.
What was it? Just this insight?
Insight.
Well, I get a +4.
Dan? Valen and Warren both. You start to see some familiarity with this person on the boat. He looks a lot like Ayof. And Bolg, you are too distracted to see the similarity because you see that the only pocket on this man's clothes is torn at the bottom.
So, kind of indicating that potentially around here somewhere could be an item.
You could come to that conclusion, yes.
Where did you find the body, Warren? There might be more down there.
Up your ass. I mean, over here. I'll show him where. Belt was hung on part of the rock there.
Body found here.
Over there by that etching on the rock, it says Odea Uin de Fury.
Can't read common, can you?
And as you look to where the body once was, you see a piece of wood with a big W on it.
Aha!
We found it.
Mystery solved. You can go home.
This definitely isn't a widow's wind or whatever. That's an M.
Turn it upside down.
You can't turn an M upside down. That's fallacy, son.
Hey, that's a big word for you.
I heard it once. I heard it once in a book. My grandfather said it. He wrote it down. Died after. It was too much for his brain.
Now, is it possible to search this with my apparently Stevie Wonder eyes? See if I can. What sort of depth are we talking?
Right now you're just a little bit above the knee. It's in places, and others to the waist, maybe. Like you can swim in the place that's about waist deep, but it's still a shallow swim. So nothing too deep. If you were to get past the boat, eventually the water will start to sink in deep.
I guess if I can just kind of like slowly almost do like a slow scan walk forward, seeing if I can see any objects of shiny that pop out at me, I guess.
Okay. You can do an investigation. Anyone in the area that wants to do an investigation check can.
And I also take the time that we are here to cast Detect Magic as a ritual.
You absolutely can. With the Detect Magic, you find nothing, but with your check, Bolg, so you went in first, I'm gonna say you find a little stone that's a circle, and you have heard it mentioned as the moon key. It's also carved on the back of it, and there is the symbol of a swirl on it.
I kind of hold it up to the group and I'm like, I think I found something.
It's in
A wee rock. We passed several on the way here.
I kind of like hold it up and I'm like, we can now get through the door with this, I think.
What door?
By the lighthouse.
Ah. Oh, what is that, Vicky? Do I need to click on?
Yep. It's a request to make a perception check, please.
Ooh. 22.
You, at this point on the island now, you're kind of familiar with the fact that the mist has magic in it. However, there's like lines of magic, of some form of not a mix of divination and abjuration that is traversing almost like a current through the mists, and it bypasses the lot of you and goes in this direction.
Okay. Almost like a dog getting a scent. I'll just kind of head in that direction without saying anything. But I want to, for once, use one of my items. And I'm going to click my wing boots together and start flying off in that direction.
Nice. Okay. That will help with what it happens next.
Oh, God.
With this, as you take off into the air and you see the little bit of magic, it seems to hit a space that is ethereal or something, because it hits the air and then spread laterally. And then you see the water starts to foam and a very large wave comes your way. Bolg and Warren will need to do a strength saving throw to avoid it.
Check.
Being the information wasn't shared with you, you do not get advantage. Valen, you will do a dexterity because you're in the air, so you can actually just avoid it, and I will allow advantage on the roll.
Is it a check or a saving throw?
Saving throw. You'll also see a couple of faces in said wave starts to make their appearance.
So this wave is sort of heading for us, like crashing through us, and there's faces in it, correct?
Yeah, faces as in people, things,
Mm.
beings.
It is, well, I guess, depending on how it works, is it possible to brace, well, depending on how the check goes, brace myself, but also kind of like hold my glaive as almost like a sort of like a spear wall type of thing that I can potentially sort of brace myself, hoping that they sort of impale themselves on it, I guess.
They're
I
not
don't
going
know
to
if that's
be
possible, but
hurled at you to that degree. And the thing is,
okay.
if you fail the strength saving throw, which I think, technically Warren did, but you didn't. Okay. So, you know what? Do a pure strength for Bull, because I thought she would be flung back, but you are not.
So just now, just a strength check now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
against their dex saving throw to see if they avoid your spear.
Check straight strength.
8 to beat.
Oof.
You beat it.
Needs it, beats it. So do a normal damage for it. And then we're gonna go into, but Warren is gonna start
I
the
think
fight.
I have to do a attack roll. Oh, okay. Sorry. No, here it is.
Wait,
Damage.
over there. As the wave kind of comes forward and takes you, You are completely
Oh.
swept off your feet, surfing all the way to the back.
Oh,
There,
with a 19.
taking with a 19. I am
I rolled-
seeing a
I rolled
15
the
and a 14.
Yes, I typed in. I rolled the
I
check
see.
instead of the save.
Okay, with a 19, then
With a
no,
19.
which is good. You would have taken 2d6 bludgeoning damage otherwise.
Oh, I don't know if I would have survived. Of course, you can let me be flung back. That's fun too.
Let me triple check to make sure there's no. Oh no, sorry, it is, and I will give you a screenshot if you wish. DC 20.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, send me all the way back. I'm good with it. Yes.
And you are slammed into a cliffside. That's not too bad though. For 8 points of damage.
Half my health.
Sure. Alright. And with this, I will ask for everyone to roll for initiative as these screechers
Oh,
just
ow, Willow. Fuck.
come screeching.
Funny. Nice rolls.
Okay.
Indeed.
You will notice that all of their attention seem to be set on Bog.
Classic.
Why? It is up
The
to
junior adventurer.
you to decide why.
Shout out. They're after the fucking medallion.
You can keep it.
Just fucking, I'm gonna telekinetic force it into your inventory.
This will take a little bit of damage first from being slightly impaled with a glaive. Alright. Okay. On the rock. Villain is in the air. It's going to jump.
Rude.
And swing
He's
at
gonna
you
splash
on the
you.
way, but is going to try and do some damage on the way down. But then turns his attention to Bold, which doesn't have the movement there yet. I'm gonna go with a 26 will hit.
No, no way. I got 30 easy. Imagine.
I can
12
the
damn
chicken in the
almost.
back. That's adorable.
Oh, outside the
let's
door,
go
yeah.
Oh yeah, concentration is for your detect magic.
Oh, right. Honestly, I'll let it fail. Disadvantage.
Oh, you can just say you just.
Oh, okay. That works too.
So 20.
Did I still pass it?
Yeah, you still. No, with the 7 in there.
Okay, cool.
Alright. 20 is another hit. Oops.
Oh, he's hit me twice.
I'm gonna re-roll that because I clicked the critical just because my thing counted.
That.
Damage.
Rude.
That's going to hit for its turn now, making it Bold's turn.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
since I already have a friend in my near vicinity, I'm just gonna go for some attackies on them. So, I'm assuming that's a hit.
That is absolutely a hit.
Right, go for another. Ooh.
Yep, hits.
And another.
Hits.
Okay. And then, of course, what we are going to do is we're going to action surge. And we're going to keep striking.
Okay, as you get through it, you see start to bleed like a greenish ooze. Every hit it takes seems to make it angry.
And every hit I take makes me angrier. Oh, nice. Go for that. Oh, one end of the spectrum to the other there.
Yep.
I guess that'd still be what, 4, is it, I believe, for the greys? 4 or 3. I forget which it comes off of. 4, okay. And then we'll go for one more hit.
Yep, that hits.
That's not the best. And then I believe I can second wind. Correct? I
As a
think.
bonus action.
Yep.
So we'll do that. Oh, shit. Wrong targeting. Hang on.
Yes, do target yourself.
There we go. Okay. And then from there, I believe now that I've second winded, to move halfway speed without opportunity attacks. So I just gonna see, I guess, if I can. Well, I guess drag him further. We'll go 30 feet, and then end my turn up there.
Okay. Sounds good. Making it Valen's go.
Okay.
Still focused on Bolt.
In relative to range, if I were to fly straight up, would I trigger a opportunity attack, or am I like kind of far enough away? Because I know he had to jump to hit me.
Yeah, you're far enough away because you said you flew over the wave and you passed that check. Which means you're good.
All right, I'd like to take my full movement and just fly straight up. I think the boots will allow me to move 30, so that's my walk anyway. So 30 feet up.
I'd say with how far you were up, you're already, that would put you 45 feet up.
Perfect. And since I'm technically alone, I want to cast Fireball. Upcasting, what does that do? It adds more damage. So I'm going to upcast it as a 6 slot. And can I see the measurement? Oh, I can hit everybody. Sweet. And kind of just send a fireball straight down and hopefully hit everybody. Claw on me, you bitch.
That will be, oh, the one right below you actually succeeds. The other two will take full damage, which is
Heals? 41.
41.
Not bad.
He's beginning to believe.
You see the one that got like badly pummeled by Bolg is looking very crispy. You're about to have some fish and chips. This one manually looks a little charred on the outside, and this one will take 20. Looks a little burnt, but is still fine.
Alright. And then, as my final mode of transportation, I'm gonna use my last Misty Step, or at least for two. And now, I'd like to go, how does that work? I want to go 15 this direction,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other 15 up, kind of like
Right.
moving in a diagonal.
Higher. Okay. So I'll put you. No,
Yeah.
that's good. We're not gonna start to calculate. We're not gonna do Pythagore. Grid. Just 15 straight, 15 up works.
Perfect.
Hmm.
And
And then it comes Warren's turn.
Aye. All right, well, I've got 50 foot of regular movement. Because I have a swim speed thanks to the boots I wear, I'm gonna take my normal 50.
It might be that you can't get through the rock because the rocks are considered obstacles.
Let's see here. We'll go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And from there, I'm going to see which one looks the most charred after I picked myself up and I saw the flash of flame. So I'm gonna pull out the javelin and do my worst with a reckless attack.
That's a miss.
Actually, you see, because it's more than 30 feet away, so it'd actually be a disadvantage then, yeah. So it's just a straight roll for the second attempt. A
And
22.
Yep, that one hits.
All right, we'll do damage for this wee javelin here. Seven points to it, and then once I've thrown my two javelins at the top of the stone, I'm gonna put my hand on it and feel the might of that solid earthen might behind me, and I will focus my rage as my bonus action. And that's my turn.
Alright, you see the one that has a javelin goes straight right in the throat. The burnt and already slashed area just caves in and it falls into a pool of greenish water. At the beginning of its turn, the other one, you see some of the charring seems to improve. It's going to. That is. Great. And you see, he moves really quick in the water, which means he has enough movements left to get to here. These things are very fast. It's going to aim at Bolg. Two slashes of its claws, and then you see a giant spiky tail come after.
A 16 just hits.
She is hit. That will miss. And it's going to swing a large tail for 21. That it sticks right in the center. Big jam. Luckily, armor makes it so that it doesn't go in too deep and does a little 9 points of damage. Maybe its turn. The other one being even closer doesn't have to worry about any kind of climbs the rocks and kind of hits from above like a wild animal. Another attack successful. And you can see that your theory was right, Bolg. Every slash they take, they seem to be looking for something. And another tail comes forth. This will be the last round for today, by the way. So,
Sure.
Volk,
Well. I'm gonna target the very southern one. I'll go for some attacks here.
That hits.
Da-da-da-da.
Another hit. Slash through.
And one more.
Yes, most definitely. As it starts to bleed again, green a little all over, it leans forward, and I don't know if you've seen Men in Black, the first one, it parts its mandible and just clicks them in a high pitch hiss. Really close to
Then from there, I'm gonna drink a potion.
Very good.
And stand firm.
Leyland, you're next. If you are speaking, Brandon, you are muted.
Yeah, I was muted. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. Want to... let's see. 35 away. This is... I'm going to move over once to get in range. But I want to go down 30 feet. So probably, what is it? I'll be at 35 feet floating.
Mm-hmm.
and I want to cast Mage Hand, and I want to cast it right beside Bulg, with the hand kind of open to kind of give me the stone kind of deal. Kind of take him, you know what I mean? Like, see if I can take the stone from him. Whether he does it or not on his turn, but that's essentially what I want to do.
Okay. You see a little mage hand up here. Close to Bulg. You should be able to control it, by the way.
Sweet. Yep.
It becomes Yuan's turn first.
Aye. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Unavailable. I shall,
If you want to climb, let me know. Just do a strength. You got a simple 10 to beat.
Aye. Climbing sounds like an amazing idea. Strength to beat. Boom.
Or you can take any of like this one.
Probably right here. And for this one over here, instead of the Warhammer, we're going to bring out the All Hammers Toothpick War Pick on my back. We're going to focus this one first. With my brutal strike, a normal roll.
That definitely hits.
Alright, damage on the War Pick. And the damage for the brutal strike. And then my frenzy. So 17 and 19, 30 points of damage. With the War Pick, it's a slight difference. It doesn't get pushed back at all, but it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay. But it still gets pushed from the brutal. Or were you
It-
using the other one?
It does, yeah, because I can choose which one. So I'll do a hamstring blow. The speed of the creature is reduced by 15 feet at the start of his next turn. So instead of smacking everything around with the War Pick, it's more disabling and disabling. That's a good enough word.
Okay, I'll in chat for the start of next game.
And then I'll go for the one to my east and swing as well, recklessly.
Yep, that hits, of course.
And damage, which would be 14, and that lad as well will have disadvantage on his first attack roll. As I slice it in with the Allhammer's toothpick, I look over the Borg and I say, "Hand it over to the hand of spectral whatever. Get it away from you."
It's good.
I say, "Pass it off, lad."
Gonna heal some of its wounds a little bit at the start of its turn. Continue to make an assault on Bolg, giving you do see fear in its eyes as it realizes there's now two next to it, but there is something compelling it to not back down. Actually, yeah, it would have missed because disadvantage for the first one, so let me just do a quick other one of the claw. See if any of them hit. Yeah, one of them would have hit. So you only take one hit. And the tail spine misses. That will be the end of its turn and the end of combat for today.
Very nice.
Very good.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you guys have progressed quite a bit. Had a few combats, dispatched of some charmed denizens trying to attack you, and retrieve the moon key. Fairly important. The question is, what will we do with it next?
We throw
Sell
it to the depths.
Yeah.
Fetch.
You finish all these bastards and figure out what's about that lighthouse.
Sounds like a plan.
As always, Vicky, thank you so much.
Yeah, good shit.
Hell yeah.
Although I'm about to die, but yeah.
Not if you give up the stone.
Get my ass beaten on. I thought you were gonna like pickpocket me with the hand.
Could have.
I could?
Yeah.
I like how
Next
that's
time,
like,
sure.
I could take the dodge action, or I could just go toe to toe with like 3 enemies. Perfect.
Never back down. Dave Skylar never backed down.